Lily Kim, the first rap bitch to shake up the charts. Act like I ain't the leader of this million bitch march. Who got y'all rocking the Prada, the Gucci, Dior, Chanel, Versace, and Louis? Please, I'm the reason this rap game is unisex. I'm the reason bitches want bigger breasts. Show some respect where respect is due. Without who? Without me, there be no you.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Sweets the Queen. So, I'm finally back doing this video that I was supposed to do like mad long ago. Not that long ago, but some time ago. Yeah, I was supposed to do this video some time ago. And it's not even like, you know, I just wanted to basically share my story. That's what this Queen Speaks perspective is all about. But when it comes to this video, is about basically why once upon a time, me, Sweet the Queen, I was an atheist. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, an atheist is somebody that does not believe in anything, like any like higher power, any like they don't believe in like God, or like, you know, pretty much they don't believe in anything. They just believe that life is what it is and everything is what it is. Ain't nothing more to it. It's just what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like, you know, to sum it up. But my journey starts for me, like I had grew up, like when I was younger, I grew up in the church. You know, so I was raised, you know, typical black church, you know. I was like, you know, on the usher board, you know, things like that, you know, gatekeeper for the Lord, they call them, you know. I was an usher, you know, like, basically, it's like, you know, I don't know who goes to church or who doesn't. I don't know if they still have ushers now. I mean, well, they do, but I haven't seen ushers, like, you know, I don't know, outside of my church that I used to go to really, and like, you know, don't really have seen other ushers. So so basically, like, you know, like, you know, as I grew up, like, you know, coming to be, you know, a woman, young lady, an adult, like, you know, it's just like for me, and, you know, like influences from the outside or whatever, like it was just for me, like things wasn't added up anymore. Like, you know, like when you're younger, you kind of just go to church, you know, because your parents go, or because, you know, and they go to church because their parents was going and so forth, like, you know. So for me, it was just like, hold on, the type of stuff that's going down in here is not sounding right. Like, you know, for anybody else that doesn't know, like, you know, I'm studying to be a funeral director, and for me, I don't know, it's like, I don't know if death was like, I don't know how to explain it, but it just seemed like death was always like a part of me or something like that. Like, I don't really know how to, I have to hit a part of inspiration for this, because she was talking about something like this on Armand's Live. I don't want to get off topic real quick, but I always wanted to be a funeral director. So for me, like, you know, when I would lose people in my life, like growing up and things like that, I lost my father very young. You know, for me, it was, you know, when you would be at the funeral and you, or at the church, wherever, you know, at the funeral home, wherever the funeral was held, it's usually a church. When you would be at the, you know, the pastor would be up there saying, oh, this person, such and such, their life, it was their time. Like, it was their time for them to go. Like, it was, you know, it was that. It was, you know, like when I was younger, you know, some things happened, you know, to me. Like, they say that God is, in the church, they say God is supposed to protect children and fools. You know, I feel like, you know, I wasn't protected at the time. You know, my father was gone. Like, you know, I'm feeling pretty like, yo, like, hold up, this don't really sound too, like, you know, like, if my life, like, you know, I'm believing and I'm going to church, and I'm like, you know, I'm even as a child at the time, like, why does all this bad stuff happen to good people? Like, as I growing up, like that's, you know, it was like really when I turned 18. When I turned 18, I wanted to move out. Like, I always wanted to like be on my own, like, cause I always, like, you know, I had this, like, you know, authority issue, I guess. I don't like to be told what to do. Like, you know, I just like to do stuff on my own time, my own pace. You know, I'm real slow sometimes at things, as y'all can see in my channel. You know, kind of slow. You know, it's just, you know, so I'm trying to not, my mind jumps, you know, day back. I just, like, for me, it was just like, I don't think this is right. Like, you know, I've been a good person. You know, my mother raised me right. Like, you know, I'm nice to people. You know, I don't think this is fair. That's where it was for me. Like, when I was like 18, I was like, you know, I don't want to go to church no more. Like, I told my mother, like, you know, I wasn't like I would say I wasn't like full blown with it, because people be full blown. They talk crazy about God and all. They be talking crazy, but I always had my questions. Like, it was just like, why does this happen? Like, why is there so many homeless people, so many people hungry? Like, that's not God to me. If for me, it was like, if God is real, he's not all that nice. Like, you know, he's not all that good and great. Like, he's not, you know what I'm saying? That's how I was feeling. Like, it was to the point, like back to the, like, you know, funeral things. It was to the point where I was angry at God. You know, it's just like, you taking all these people away from me, and it's like, why? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not their time to go. Who are you? I used to be on my, who are you, even though that's God, to tell somebody that it's their time to go? Like, that's not, no, like, you didn't give them, like, I used to be going in, you didn't give me life, my mother and father gave me life. Like, you know, I used to be real adamant on, like, what's the T? Jesus, God, Lord, Allah, you know, they all the same. What's the T? Because it's like, this is not right. I'm nice, I'm good, I treat people fair, I'm, you know, like, what's going on? So I just was like, yo, I'm not believing in that. Then I can't like, my morals and my, you know, how I was taught, and how this is not right, how life is being played out for, you know, good people that are not, it is be devils, killers, you know, are pissed, and, you know, walking around still living. And it just, for me, it was just like, nah, no, I can't, this not the, God is just not for me. So, you know, a couple years go by. You know, I was, you know, atheist for like about, like I said, I wasn't really hardcore with it. Like, you know, I grew up in the church, so I always felt that, like, peace or connection, or, you know. So about, like, I want to say, like, about, I had my first child when I was 22. You know, it was at that time, you know, still living with my mom. You know, mind you, I wanted to get out at 18. I'm 22 plus and still counting, and I'm still living with my mom. And I'm just like, yo, like, this is like, something needs to happen. Like, you know, like, trying to find a stable job, and, you know, it's just like, I like want to get my own place. Like, I'm just like, something got to give. So, you know, me being the prideful person that I am, I'm very, very, very full of pride. Like, I don't like asking people for anything, like any type of help or anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I figure it out myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I am. Like, you know, if I need something, like, you know, like, I go to my mom, you know, because, you know, she put me here, you know. She's my mother. So, yeah. So, I don't really ask my friends for anything. Even though I could, I just don't. Like, I just don't. I don't like for nobody to feel like, oh, you wouldn't have that if you wasn't for me. My mother can say that, because if I wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here, you know, type shit. So, not to get too far off subject. So like, you know, like I said, as the years has gone by, and like losing people, and you know what really was the loss for me, what threw me over the top. This is what threw me over the top with God. It was my Aunt Toy. My Aunt Toy, she had, you know, she was a foster mother. She only had one child of her own. Oh, I don't want to get emotional. She only had one child of her own, my cousin Sharon, who's also in heaven as well. But anyway, she only had one child of her own, and she had like, what, you know, 6 or 7 like adopted children, like, you know, that she adopted, you know, black kids that she took into her home, that nobody, that they you know, they was adopted, foster kids, you know, I don't want to say abandoned, but because, you know, every situation is different, but you know, they were foster kids. She only had one of her own. She had got married in a church, and I want to say like not even like a year later, I was back in that same church at her funeral. Like the year before I was at her wedding, the year after I was at her funeral. It blew me. It threw me, like, cause I'm just like, she takes care of all these children. Like, what are they gonna do now? They mad little. Like the oldest brother, like I said, the oldest, Sharon, my cousin, he got killed. You know what I'm saying? So he was the oldest, and he was her biological son. So I don't know if her husband, it's just, you know, got custody of the adopted kids. I don't know how that works. It just was, I was done after that. Like, you know, and the pastor sitting up there talking about, oh, it was her time. Like, how? Like, how? Who says that? Who has the right to say that? So it just, you know, like, I couldn't deal after that. But like I said, after I, like, you know, I had my kid, I'm trying to see exactly when. Yeah, like, I'm trying to see if I had my second child, because I have 3, you know, altogether. But I'm trying to see, but it was at one point, I'm just like, yo, like, you know, I was tired of going to my mother too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need my own, like, I need to get out here. And what kept let's talk about the link. Let's talk about the link that kept me, that I guess made it easier for me to come back to the other side. I'm not, like, you know, religious or anything. I'm not in the church. I don't go to church or nothing like that. But I believe in a higher power now. Like, I believe that there is a higher force than just us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's called God or the universe or, you know, anything like that, it's there. Like, something is there. So, and what got me was, like, I'm an empath. You know, if anybody doesn't know what that means, it's like, you know, somebody that can basically pick up the energy of other people and, you know, things like that. For me, it was always like things like I don't know, like deja vu. Like, I used to have deja vu a lot. Deja vu was something that would, you know, like, you, like, let's say something, like a scene happens, like a visual or something, and it's like it happens again. Like, it's like you've seen it before. You don't know where, you don't know how, but you know you've seen this place before, or you've seen this situation before. It could be something, but it's like, you know, stuff like karma works in both ways. I was just talking about this in my last video about Queen and Leslie. You know, karma works good and bad. That's why, you know, I always want, you know, to be a good person, like, do good things, treat people nice, like, because I want that stuff to come back to me. Like, I don't, like, you know, when you do dirt, and when you know, I've learned that too. You do stuff and do stuff to people, that stuff comes back too. So, like, you know, that, like, that's some spiritual stuff. That's not no man-made, you know what I'm saying? That's not man-made. That's something that's inside, like, internal. Like, I'm even now, like I'm still learning, I'm still on my journey, but I just like I'm learning, I'm getting into like, you know, the chakras and like, you know, chakra, like, you know, healing, and like I want to learn how to meditate, you know, correctly, or, you know, I don't know how, you know, things like that. Like there's definitely a higher power, like, you know. Oh yeah, also I was saying this before in my R. Kelly video. When I was going through my atheist phase, that's what I call it now, my atheist phase, it was a point where like I used to still listen to gospel because music was my thing, you know, more so back then. Music, like, you know, gospel songs that I grew up on, that I heard, like, you know, Kirk Franklin songs or Fred Hammond, or, you know, R. Kelly, You Saved Me album. Okay, the King of R&B did it, okay? It helped keep me grounded to where I can even like get to this level point to where I can be opening, because I was upset with God. Like I was angry, like didn't, like I stopped going to church, still don't go to church, but it was just it was, you know, a lot. Like I said, I'm still on my journey, I'm still, you know, growing and things, but it's just like I really used to be an atheist. Like I did not believe in anything. Like you couldn't tell me nothing. Like I had so many, like, and that was another thing too, like if I have all these questions, then didn't God make me? Didn't, you know, he made me to have all these questions, all this, oh, you can't question him, and says who? Like not it, I don't know, it could still probably be an ego thing, ego and pride, I don't know, but this is why, like, you know, I don't do things to get locked up, you know, because I can't go to jail and have somebody telling me what to do, or, you know, things like that. I just can't, like, you know, I had the same problem with God. I'm like, my mother and father made me. I don't know who you think you are, but like, you know what I'm saying? But now, after, like, you know, I've spent some time, like, you know, when I was on my journey of trying to find my way, like I spoke to like one of my daughter's aunts, like, you know, they a Jehovah Witness. You know, I've spent in my childhood, my youth, I spent some time like in the Muslim culture with a program called Young Saviors Cadet Academy. You know, they taught us about, like, you know, kings and queens and things like that. Like, you know, they taught black youth what they needed to know. Like, and I really wish there was more programs like that to this day. Like, you know, and it's like, you know, like a military based like academy for like black youth. And it's just all those type of different things that I've been blessed to have to, you know, even my bad things that I went through, it all made me who I am now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I know at one point I just was like, yo, I can't do this by myself. I can't do this, but I need somebody. Not somebody, I need somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it just, I had my, like, you know, like my breakdown. Like I really had, like, if I wanna, yeah, like I said, R. Kelly, You Saved Me album broke me down, baby. That You Saved Me, oh my God. Like as I said, like R. Kelly helped me through some things. Like I swear, like I wish it was more I could do for him right now, cause like I just seen some shit today. Prima Donna had posted, she like, it's that shit said, the United States of America against Robert Sylvester Kelly. What? Like the whole, I'm like, the whole United States, like the whole United States versus R. Kelly. Like really, I'm like, I'm a U.S. citizen, and I don't want no parts in that. I don't like, you know, it's just, but you know, like I said, the Most High got him, but it's just like, it's a lot that's another thing too. The opposite to for all the good, there's the bad too. If the Illuminati is real, the Most High is real too. Like, you know, in whichever form you want to see him in, whether that's God, Jesus, the Lord, Allah, Buddha, you know, the universe, you know, some people, the trees, some people pray to the trees and things like that. However you want to see God, but just know that God is within you too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to get all into that God body stuff because I don't even know too much about it, but if I'm part of him and he's a part of me, then I'm God. And, you know, if that's what the Bible says, is we're God's children and all that, I'm him and he's me, and we work through each other, through energy. You know, that's how I just chunked it up, like, because it's definitely something there. Definitely something there, but at one point, like, for a good 5-6 years of my life, me and God was at war, like, for real. Like, I was on something, like, you know, it just wasn't, you know. I don't know, I could have sworn this video was gonna be like a little longer than this. I'm probably leaving out something. I didn't write anything down, because I just, you know, it's just, but yeah, like, definitely believe, I mean, to my atheists out there, you know, also too, people that don't believe in zodiac signs, that's another thing. See, religion tells you not to believe in zodiac signs. Religion is just stop it. Just stop. It's the religion. That's what it was. That's what I had to learn. The religion that I couldn't get with. God is good. God is great. It was the religion part and all them, you know, the man-made Bible book. You know what I'm saying? It was just too much man-made activity for me. That's what it was for me, the man-made activity. But I think this is it. It's not, you know, not too bad. I'm gonna see y'all later. I'm gonna try to get another one out for you about this whole. I'll see y'all later.